So it goes without being said, there is a lot, and I mean a lot of hype for Warzone Mobile. And there should be a lot of hype for it. Not only has the game been kind of, teasing us, tickling us for about, a year now, but it's officially going global. It's the first AAA type game since Apex Legends Mobile, I'm pretty sure, as far as the Battle Royale genre. To run these type of games and to run them successfully, all right, where you're not going to get a lot of frame drops, where you're going to be able to have nice, crisp, clear, clean graphics, you're going to need a high-end device. However, mobile gaming is in a very weird spot because you have high-end devices that these games are obviously being made and kind of being tailored to, the new games that are coming out. However, it's the low-end devices because there's a majority of them. Not everybody's running around with a iPhone 14 or an iPhone 15 or a Galaxy S23 or S24 Ultra. The reality is the majority of people playing mobile games are playing on lower end devices. And this player base is absolutely crucial to the success of a mobile game, whether it's Battle Royale or any other type of mobile game. Low end devices dominate. And they don't just dominate. I mean, we're talking about 3 times more people are playing on low end devices than high end devices. And that's even being in 2024. I mean, the stats are right there. Plain as day. Just do a little bit of research. It's easy to find. Check out Sensor Tower. You have something like 77% of people playing mobile games are playing on Android. You have 33% that are playing on iOS. So what we're going to take a look at specifically today, because if you're playing on a low-end device and you're looking forward to the launch of Warzone Mobile, you're going to be extremely disappointed. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. So we're going to take a look at this article. Okay, this is from Game Rant. Okay, I'll leave a link also in the description. Make sure you guys check out Vizoff. Huge shout to him. I'll leave it down in the description. So minimum specs for Warzone on mobile. Okay, this is for iOS devices. Again, this is the minority of people that are playing mobile games are playing on iOS. The numbers don't lie, you guys. So it says iPhone 8 Plus is the oldest Apple product that can run Warzone Mobile. So if you're playing on a iPhone and it's not an iPhone 8, you're going to be in trouble. It says based on that, the minimum requirements for iOS are an Apple GPU and a 4 gigabytes of RAM. Okay? So GPU 3-core, RAM 4 gigabytes. You're going to need 3 gigabytes of storage to be able to download Warzone. Okay? Again, that's just iOS. All right, now now this is the crazy part. It's actually, there's more requirements to run Warzone Mobile on Android. So let's take a look at Android, which again is the majority of players that are playing mobile games are playing on Android. It says on Android devices, Warzone Mobile requires a minimum of 6 gigabyte RAM and an Adreno 618 GPU. This is a moderate spec, as a Xeno Note 10, an Android phone released in 2019, meets the expectations perfectly. So you're going to need at least 6 gigabytes of RAM if you're playing on a Android device in order to run Warzone. Again, these are like bare bones minimum specs, you guys. And you need a little bit more storage if you're on Android as well. You need 4 gigabytes worth of storage. Now let's take a look at the recommended specs. Okay, this is recommended. What we just looked at is bare bones minimum what you're going to need. Android, it's 6 gigabytes. Since Warzone Mobile is still in limited release, Activision hasn't announced recommended requirements. However, based on the minimum specs, the best specs could be a 6-core GPU with 6 gigabytes of RAM on iPhones and 8 gigabytes of RAM on Android phones. So if you are playing on an Android device and you're watching this right now, if you don't have a phone that has 8 gigabytes of RAM, it is going to be very, very painful for you to play Warzone Mobile. Now, okay, let me go and show you guys this. The first clip you guys saw in the beginning of the video, that was a high-end Android device. I don't know the specific device, but it was a high-end device playing, or a high-end Android device playing Warzone Mobile. Huge shout to Vizoff again. What you're watching now is a low-end device playing Warzone. This is what you have to look forward to, okay? It is going to be very, very challenging. And unlike PC games, where everyone's pretty much running, high graphics on PC type games, especially battle royale games, you're at an immediate disadvantage if you're going to be playing Warzone with high graphics. We were talking about shadows and everything else. It's not going to be the smooth experience that you're going to be hoping for. Just like if you play PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty Mobile on high-end devices, you're at a disadvantage. Most people play on smooth graphics and extreme frame rate. Again, if your device can handle that. But this is what the game looks like. This is like 20 FPS, lowest graphics possible. I just hope we don't see another thing happen like we saw with Apex Legends Mobile, where people hype up the game so much for so long, and then even New State, and then it finally drops, and then people are like, what the hell is this? Like, what am I even playing? What you guys watch on YouTube and what you're watching on TikTok, okay? What you're watching is you're watching content creators that have top of the line, whether it be phones, or the majority of them are playing these games on iPads, brand new iPads, which again, it obviously isn't the reality of what the majority of the player base is playing. So people see these great graphics, 90 FPS and, no lag, but what's it going to be like for someone who has a 4 gigabyte RAM phone? What's it going to be like for people in countries from all over the world that don't have is easy access to something like a high-end device? And I'm very curious to see what's going to happen as far as the servers go, because March 21st is going to be nuts. Everyone's going to be trying to download Warzone Mobile and obviously play it. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the servers and overall what it's going to look like for the majority of the player base, which for mobile games still to this day are low-end devices. For those of you that are watching this that do play on low-end devices, would a game like Warzone, would a game like Warzone dropping be enough for you to finally make that upgrade? Is that even possible? I don't know. These questions are kind of rhetorical, but I would hope maybe we can get some answers down in the comment section if you've made it this far into the video. March 21st, Warzone is dropping. I'm very curious to see how it's going to go. I am looking forward to it, and I just hope that everybody who wants to play it will be able to, and hopefully it doesn't disappoint.